Okay, so let me see if I can find, I probably should have done this before recording. Let's see. Okay, this one doesn't have a commission. This is a listing. I don't have a listing selected yet. I can go ahead and select, like, I can choose only my listing. Well, this would be only my listings, but you can choose any listing in here. And if it's not in there, you can always click here, of course, and put in the information. Now, if it's a property that does not have, like, you don't know, like if it's like a new build, it doesn't have an address yet, there's no address in the 911 system or anything like that, you can put in here, let's just say Calico Road, and it's not in there. You can put in here like gibberish, and it's still not doing it though. Let me try this again. I think it's because I already had connected that one. But anyway, you can put in, and it'll have like manual in there, where you can like put it in manual. So to do the commission, you click here that says offers and commissions, and you click on add new offer. And so from here, it brings in the property address already. If that's not the address, you can, again, I can put in there like Calico Road, and there's where you can see where you can add manually, and then you can put in the actual address in there. You can also, you can go here to select from KWLS, and if it's not your, I'm under the listings, I probably should have done the buyer, but you can click here that says only my listings. You can choose all listings, and you can put in the address up here. So like if I want to do like this right here and click on search for KWLS, you may or may not, because this is one of those properties that is a brand new, this is just a 30 something thousand dollar lot, that it's actually 10 is actually, I think, the lot number. But what you can do instead is all listings, click on here, street address, and click do MLS number, and put the MLS number in here, which I don't have this one, but you can put in the MLS number and you'll find it quicker. I mean, there may only be like 5 in here and it's like through all the United States, all of the properties that have that MLS number in there. But let me go back to one of my properties. You can also choose from my market center properties. So it's all so that's new too.
Mhm.
So let me delete this.
Do we need to sync the MLS?
It should already be synced.
Okay.
So most properties should already be synced. So like here are some that are just ours. So there's Chris, Shane's, whatever. So let's just do this one right here. So the property type, it's important of what you choose here, residential, commercial, or straight land. So if it's residential, you click on what the classification is. Typically, it's probably going to be a resale, but it could be a new home, multifamily, a lot, farm, or ranch. And then under the units, you put like 1 if it's a single. If it's a duplex, I think you put 2. If it's fourplex, you put 4. You just put whatever that's there. Now, if you have commercial, you put the square footage in there is what they ask, not the units. If you put land, it asks for the acreage. So for me, that's something that I don't completely understand, but I was told that that's how they track land, is by the acreage. And I'm guessing, because to me, if I sell a 50-acre property, to me, I think that's 1 unit as a 1 unit of 50 acres, but they want you to put the 50 right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, choose resale, and choose 1 unit. It automatically puts in this the seller's information and my information. It doesn't ask anymore the address, the phone number, the email, and all that other information. Here it says for the buyer's name, it only asks for the buyer's name. It doesn't ask for all that information again either. So let me put, and if you have a co-buyer, you can put both of their names in there. And for the buyer's representative, it's not, there's no asterisk there. So that's an option if you want to put that in there or not. But
I love your names.
I use them a lot. That way, if anybody sees it, they know, this is a fun
Not
one,
real.
not real. So another thing that's different is before it asked you to put in the cash or the financing amount. Now they want you to put in the sales price. So in the sales price, you can put whatever the amount is. Let's just say it's 350,000. Now the cash, you have to put something. So even if it's zero, you have to put something in there, and it will put whatever the finance, it will put that in there. So instead, let's just say if I would put 10,000 down, it will keep it whatever that's supposed to be. The earnest money, you can put in percentage or you can put in the amount. If you put in the amount, it automatically updates the percentage, or you can change half of that. The contract date, this is the contract, this date right here is the date that all parties have signed. So before, after you've entered everything in, you had to go back under edit general information and put in the contract date. Now you put it in here, which makes me happy because that was one of my pet peeves. But the contract date cannot be any day before today. So it at least has to be like today or before. Another thing that they added is that they added the year in the months, when before it was just June. And if you went back so much, you did not know which year that you were in. And the closing date, you put in the estimate closing date of what you think it's going to be. And then instead of the pros and cons, you just have comments that you can put comments in. Now, what you would do at this point, you can create an offer. If you create an offer, then you can put in multiple more offers in. So like if you want to do a comparison, then that's available there. I never do that. It's there as an option, but I don't put these in until I have a contract and ready to go. And what a selected contract, even if I have multiple offers, but it's there if you want to provide a spreadsheet for your seller. Now here, when you click on create and accept offer, it's going to tell you this. Now, if I have this opportunity, as you can see here, it says updated to under contract. These were under active. So it automatically moves your opportunity to under contract. And I noticed today for the first time that I closed on a property yesterday. I left it under contract. And I even verified with our MCA, Lisa and Nancy, to see if we close something, would they prefer us to go and put it under closed or leave it under contract until we actually get paid? And they said it does not matter to them. So if it's not under closed, they moved it to closed for me. So I don't have to go and close it anymore. But you can go ahead and move it to close after it's closed. But this is already now, if you see up at the top, it says under contract when before it said active. So from here, do you have any questions about any of this before now? Okay. So from here, you can see here's the general information. And then here is the commission information and then the agent payment. So under the general information, if I want to change any of this information, I can go up here. I can change the units. I can change the contract date or the closing date. Now, under the edit agent information, I can change in here who's update the listing for me. I can add any concessions. I can add a bonus. From there, I can add an outside referral if there is one. But to add an outside referral, this is where you would add the outside referral. So if I want to go in here, I would have to put in all of this information and then put in the percentage. And I think it automatically does the amount, or if you put the amount in, I think it does the percentage. Either one, you would put that in there. Now, after you put it in up here under the commission amount, under the edit agent payment, you have to put it under right here also, because it will balance it out. And because if you have an outside referral or even an inside referral, you take it off the main so that they know like how much commission is going there and then how much is left is going to the agents. But if you have it, if you're on a team, then is it going to be split? Is it going to be like, so for me and Leanne, if I do like 50% comes off mine, 50% comes off of hers, you can choose that as an outside referral. Also down here, I can change the units. So like if I want to share this with Leanne, that if I want to get all the credit for the unit, I can put it right here, leave this as 1. And then I can change down here the agent split to like, if I want to do 50-50, here is the amount it'll show you here of what is left that needs to be distributed. Because it's not going to let you submit anything while it's not distributed correctly. Down here at the bottom is where I was talking earlier today about your deductions, that you can go ahead and put in any of your deductions that you want. I can change. I have an automatic $10 deduction coming out of Richmond Cares. I can change that. I can delete that just for this property only. So next time I go into the next one, it's going to be there automatically. So you can have it automatically and just change it like for one time. I can increase it. I can take it away or anything like that. You can add other deductions here. I can add an inside referral right here. So if I want to add an inside referral, I would choose who I want to put here. So if I want to put Tammy in here, and then I would put the amount. In the past, I was hoping that it would allow me to put a percentage in here also, but you have to figure this out and put that amount in there. If I want to add any deductions, is right here is where it's add deductions. So I have the Richmond Cares, but if I didn't have the Richmond Cares automatically, I can go in here and Richmond Cares would be one of these options down here. But because I have it as an automatic, it's not here. So like any of the PC coaching, they can choose here for their amount, and or if there's a transaction fee added.
Are you talking about KW Cares? So did they add Richmond Cares to it? Or we call it Legacy Cares. It's called
Cares here. No, it's Richmond Cares here. Because before it was not in there, it was just KW Cares. Now you can see if you go down here, there is KW Cares, but there's also Richmond Cares. This was added to the deductions already.
We need to change that on the onboarding sheets. We have it as Legacy Cares.
Yeah, I've always known it as Legacy Cares. I never.
Well, I've heard them call it Richmond Cares a lot. I think it's just been kind of both.
Yeah. So, but here, like I said, I have it automatically here, but I can also add in other stuff. Now, once I click on save, and again,
Can that be changed to? Sorry, just a quick question. Can that be changed to say Legacy Cares only because we have so many other offices outside of Richmond?
That's a Nancy question. Because she's the one who put it in there. Okay. That's a back office thing that I have no control over. But as I was saying, like here, I have me getting the full credit of this commission, but I'm giving 50% of this to Leanne. So I put here 50% for me, and it shows here that I'm out of balance. So when I click on save, here I would click add another agent here. And then when I click on add another agent, I would add Leanne in here. And because I'm the full unit on the other, I would put 0 on here. And then I would put in her percentage here. And then you can see here, there's 0 left to distribute. If you do even more, so like if I wanted to give her, let's say I want to give her 30%, it's still out of balance. And if I want to give like Sabra 20%, I can add another agent again. still 0 units because I want the full credit on it, on this. And then here I do, if I put 20% there, there it has there. Or if I don't know what that percentage is, if I just know this is what's distributed and I want to give the rest to Sabra, I can put that amount in here and that will work.
So
And then
that's
I would
kind of
click-
like when how you all do your team stuff. But if Meg and I were doing one together and I wanted her to get the credit, I would want her to have the unit credit also. I would do the 0.5 each. And
Correct.
also, but
Correct.
I also do you have to change the
But for
like where
you, if you want the full credit, instead of doing it like this, add another pay agent, you would do add inside referral to give her like 25% but if it's equal that you two are
Mhm.
sharing something, you would do add agent payment and
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
And then
but
you
like
can
Heather and I,
choose-
like when
and so
we've done
you
it in the
choose up
past,
here
I
with
always
the
give
agent.
her half.
Yeah, you choose
Yeah.
agent units on credit of who gets the credit for it.
So if I do it up there though, do I have to change it down below or will it automatically change it to the half?
No, you still have to because
Okay.
it tells, because I may give like, I'll take 75% of the credit, give Leanne 25%, but she's getting 50% commission. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So, I mean, it just
Yeah.
depends on however you want to do it. Now you can see here that it does not give you the breakdowns. I mean, it makes it cleaner, but if you want to see your breakdown, you can click on here and you can see how close are you to capping. And then over here, you can see the breakdown of all of this, of where everything's going. And then you would click on submit. Now, if there's a question that you want to give to Lisa, like regarding your commission, like if you realize that you think that you're supposed to be capped, but this does not show that you're capped, you can put a note in here, click on save, and then click submit. Now to show you where the deductions are is like you'd click up here up at the top and click on my profile. You would click down here that says your market center, and you scroll down. Here is where the deductions are. So when you click on manage deductions, this is where it can be automatically the KW Cares, the Next Gen, KW Next Gen, Bold Scholarship, or even the Richmond Cares, that any of these, it can be an automatic. You can add other recurring deductions where you can select what you want to do, like PC coaching. So like if anybody's in PC coaching, they want to choose that, then they can choose the amount, like instead of a numeric amount, they can put a percentage in here and they put that. So it's like an automatic, whatever that their percentage is that they give, and click on add recurring deduction. But it can be changed by each one. It's kind of like, what are you going to do 90% of the time? You know, and here's the deduction request. If you want to put in a deduction request and make it in there. So if you have a nonprofit that you want to contribute to every month, this is what you would fill out and put in like a comment of why you think the market center should use this as a recurring deduction, and then click send request. Now, with that, you can choose here, be a private, like only you see it, or if you want the whole market center to see it, you will leave this unchecked. So if anybody wants to give to that nonprofit or like, you can do that too. And send a request. What questions do you have?
Nothing. It seems very easy. Thank you.
You're welcome. It is pretty simple.
I do like that contract thing. That was always I always didn't like that either.
You're talking about like,
and I do like,
are you talking about if I wanted to add in, let's see, let me go.
well, just where it asks for the contract date right then, so you don't have to like put it in like after the fact.
That was one of my, when I did, here, let me go and unshare, because I think that stop recording.